from the dead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Commission back here with another video for you guys today. Back at it in Insurgency Sandstorm. Today we're going to be talking about a few tips and tricks so you guys can win more competitive games in this game. Alright, so you can still stay even though if you don't play competitive. Some of these tips still apply if you're just a casual player, but some of these will be a little bit more geared towards the competitive side of things. So first of all, just like this is a very specific game, this has a very specific pace to the game. Alright, it can either go really fast or it can either go really slow. Alright, most of the times it is the first start is really fast and the second start is really slow. So it is very, very important that you set the pace. Alright, that is tip number one and one of the most important ones. Set the pace. And what I mean by that, okay, so let's say you're starting off with your team running and you're going to be like, all right, you know, we're going to be slow, right? We're going to be slow, so we're going to hang around and just kind of cover. And the other team is fast, then, and let's say they beat you that round, what is that going to make you do next round? Next round is going to make you be faster. So what is going on there? That means that the other team is setting the pace. They're telling you what to do. So this is why it's always important for you to be the one that sets the pace. So we're going to say, all right, everybody, we're going to rush B and we're going to rush their spawn at C. All right, this is what we're going to do. And then the first round you beat them, and next round they're going to be uptight, right? Because you are setting the pace. You are telling them how fast you want them to play. All right, so obviously this can't really happen if you're playing slow. You can't really set the pace like that. I mean, unless you're playing slow, then they're playing slow as well, then I guess it kind of works out. But if you're playing fast and they're not, then you are going to set the pace, and that is something that you really need in this game. Second of all, use your ears. All right, this is just kind of like for the all out, you know, playing tips and tricks just to win in, you know, any game mode. Obviously for competitive a lot more because stakes are on the line, but use yours. What do I mean by this? Listen, this game is crucial. The listening portion of it is crucial. All right, hearing footsteps right beside you, on top of you. You can hear footsteps from honestly like miles away. All right, they can be, you know, kind of like 2 blocks, and you can hear them. You can hear the coughing. Like I don't have the volume all the way up in this one, but you could hear the coughing on that one. And why was that of vital importance? Because I knew there was one guy, but I heard 2 guys coughing. So what does that mean? That tells me, okay, I'm not only fighting against one guy, I'm actually fighting against 2 guys here. So that is why using your ears is just of vital importance in this game, especially in the competitive aspect of it. Using your ears, locating where your teammates are, it is just of vital importance. Now, after that one comes communication. Communication with using your ears is also important. For example, you hear somebody that is around your teammates. You're like, hey, yo, you know, there's someone right in front of you. You see your teammates right there. So you're going to be like, hey, yeah, there's someone around you. Talking about communication, it is key for this game. Why? The way this game works, for you guys who don't know the way competitive works, it is, I believe, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in a round. There are 2 ways that you can win this. First is, obviously, you know, if you capture 3 points. Second of all, if you have captured 2 points and they've only have 1 when the timer runs out, or obviously eliminating the team. The way they get more respawns is, for example, if the enemy captured B and you go and capture an enemy point, then it's going to respawn you with all your teammates that were dead. So this is why communication is key. Usually what you want to do is you want to hold 2 points. This is, if you hold 2 points, you win the game because you got the 2 points locked down. So communication is key on saying who is going to defend D, who is going to go and attack B. Usually at the start, everybody kind of goes and attacks B, and, you know, one kind of stays around in the back, just kind of sniping people, just kind of cruising around. But for example, the game involves more than the 30 seconds that it starts. Let's say we've got B, right, and then I die, and then there's somebody on B. You know, that's when the communication starts. Usually how you want to work around is, you know, all right, keep 1 or 2 guys on B. Usually you want to keep around 2 guys at B because that is the most contested point. Then you say, all right, let's bring 1 guy. As soon as you guys spawn in, the guys that are spawning in, you guys are going to A. This is the kind of communication that needs to be going around, all right? As well as callouts, right? Callouts are vital in the game. You know, they are a little bit harder to do in this game. Why? Because you usually do a callout either when you're dead or, you know, when you see somebody. But most of the times, the callout is when the guy kills you from you. You see the guy and you try to do a callout. The thing is, if you guys didn't know, but you cannot hear, you can't talk through the voice chat with the guys that are alive. All right, so dead man tell no tales. This is basically it. So if I get killed and I try to voice chat to my friends, they will not hear me, but they will see my chat in the top. So make sure that if they kill you, immediately get on that chat and say where they killed you. You know, it's obviously a little bit harder to say, you know, exactly when you're chatting, but for example, if they killed you around an OBJ, let's say they kill you middle of B, just put mid of B. All right, just like that. Be sure to send it to your team, not to the whole enemy, because then they'll know where you are. So those are some of the key tips with the communication. I don't see a lot of people using the chat, especially when they're dead, and that is kind of like a vital thing. You know, I want to know where my teammate died, even though if he's not there anymore, you know, kind of have an idea where he's at, you know, window of C, something like that. So those are just the communication things that you have to have in place. Now, let's talk about composition, right? Is this a game like Rainbow Six Siege? Like, you know, should you have a sniper? Should you have an assault rifle dude? Should you have an SMG guy? I haven't really been to that point where I do need one of those guys yet. You know, where we've actually set up like, you know, all right, we'll have a sniper in the back, 2 guys who rush speed, 1 guy rush A. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go, you know, and start doing those things once I get into more high level gameplay. But as far as that, really, as far as what I've seen, I don't really think you need a specific really weapon loadout for a specific guy, but you need them to be assigned to specific places, right? 1 will cover middle, 1 will cover A, 1 will cover C, and 2 will go B, right? Though I think that is more towards the composition side of things. Like I said, you know, either having an SMG and or assault rifle, that's kind of like your preference. Although having a sniper, I would say, is a composition, and he's pretty important. I played a round after this one where I was a sniper. And if you have a sniper on your team or you are a sniper, just make sure you do callouts. You know, a lot of people think, you know, a sniper just stays in the back and snipes. Yes, that is one of his things. But the most important thing is calling out people, right? You know, you can see where everybody's going, right? You're in the middle of the field and you can see where everybody's going. All right, 2 guys are going B. Be aware of that. 2 guys are below stands, all right? Whatever it is, being a sniper is important, right? Now, the last and final tip here is going to be, don't think it's Call of Duty Search and Destroy, all right? And what do I mean by that? Maybe the first part it is, you know, where you can just see us all storming on B, you know, maybe that part kind of does. But running and gunning, just running around the map and trying to find the guy doesn't really work that well. You know, it may work on some guys that haven't really played any sort of hardcore FPS games, but on a lot of people, this really doesn't work, and I'll tell you why. Basically, every corner is dangerous in this game, all right? There is a lot of corner camping, especially inside of the objectives. That's just because that's the way it is, right? I mean, if you're jumping in an objective, you're not just going to stand right in the middle of it, you know, covering 4 entrances. You go to a corner and then cover a specific entrance. So, and a lot of people hold angles, a lot of people hold corners, and a lot of people are already aiming down their sights at an entryway, right? So, you know, let's say there's people at B. It's not going to be really good if you're just running and gunning like Call of Duty and you just try to go, you know, just jump in the middle and try to 360 people, and, you know, and they shoot you and then you flick them. You know, maybe you can do those sort of things in Rainbow Six Siege, but I mean, you die even faster than Rainbow Six Siege, so it's still kind of hard to do in Rainbow Six Siege where, you know, where you jump and then the guy misses and you try and flick him. That was just one of the things. So that was basically my final tip for these tips and tricks videos. Another thing I want to tell you guys is, if something's not working, honestly, don't be afraid to change it. As you guys could see there, I was still using full auto, and, you know, I just had so many potato aims. Like, I missed that guy. I couldn't control the recoil. So, you know, I switched up to single shot, you know. So don't be afraid to change the gun. If something isn't working, change your gun, change your loadout, you know. You can just do that. If you're not working as a sniper, change out. If your plan isn't working, you know, change out. Don't all go to B. Maybe go to C this time. You know, if your plan isn't working, go ahead and change out. But that is why, again, communication comes as a key. We did end up winning this game 4-0. One of those reasons being as well, if you are winning the game, for example, if you're 1-0 or 2-0, whatever the case may be, but you are winning, it is always of vital importance that, let's say you're both on B, right? It's you on B and another guy on B, and it's a stalemate, right? So, and you have A, and let's say, okay, let's rephrase this, all right? So your team has A, and the enemy team has C. You are against another person fighting in B, and it's a stalemate, and the clock is about to run out. If you are winning, do not go and try and find that person. Don't try and get the kill. Don't try, you know, it's not about ruining your KD, The reason is because if you stalemate and there is a draw, but what happens when there's a draw, this is actually a round. So instead of when the game starts, it is the first team to get to 5 wins. Now it is the first team to get to 4 wins. But if you're winning, so we were 2-0 and then I got the draw, that means we only get to 4 wins now. So it is a lot easier. So you know, if you're gonna get the draw and you're winning, honestly, go for the draw. It is just a lot easier. You don't need to risk anything. But yeah, thank everybody for tuning in. I deeply appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy this little tips and tricks video, do like the video. If you guys do have any other tips and tricks video, do not be afraid to comment it down below in the comments. Thank everybody for tuning in. Peace out. And I'll see you all in the next one.